Hello and welcome to today's December 31st daily news report, as well as ongoing stimulus package information video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. On this channel, I keep you in the loop on what's really going on in Washington, D.C., the U.S. economy, with Biden's next Build Back Better stimulus package, money, investing, and much, much more. Okay, don't forget to sign up for the $15,000 giveaway that Casey and I are doing for the month of January. We've worked very hard to find amazing video sponsors to help us help our YouTube community with some extra cash during these crazy times that we're all living through with inflation and job loss and just the lockdowns, everything. So we're excited to be able to give that money away. You can sign up each day and I'll make sure to leave a link below. Make sure to share that with family and friends because if they win, you might also win. So it kind of doubles your chances, really. All right, now before jumping into the news, I just want to wish you a happy new year. I'm hoping that 2022 is your best year ever. And I wish you much happiness and success to you and your loved ones. Okay, President Biden has publicly asked the Supreme Court to uphold the vaccine mandates on businesses with 100 or more employees. Biden and Dr. Fauci believe this is the only way out of the pandemic to get everybody vaccinated. They say natural immunity isn't science, and so you need 2 shots in order to beat this. I mean, 3 shots, and of course, future shots. Now, an interesting side note is the country of the Netherlands announced that they will likely require 6 COVID shots every year for everyone for the rest of their lives. This is trending in the news. That's a lot of shots. Now, we know this has nothing to do with making billions of dollars in profits for the drug companies. They are only doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. The CDC has announced they made a major error in their Omicron reporting. They've been telling the public on every media interview that would have them that Omicron accounted for 73% of all COVID cases. Now they are walking back this data with a public statement that says it's more likely closer to 22.5%. So almost a third of what they were predicting. A CDC spokesperson said they made an error in their modeling based on what they thought the infection rate was compared to what it actually is. So this is good news for anyone that was worried about Omicron. Although I thought they told us how many cases there were based on real tests and not based on mathematical data models. So that was news to me. Washington, D.C. is sending the American people mixed messages. 12 Republican lawmakers and 21 Democrat lawmakers have written letters to the White House and the Department of Homeland Security asking for more immigrants to come into the country with working visas in order to fulfill cheap labor jobs. So, do you want people to have pay raises or cheap labor jobs? Is the border closed? Is it open? Do we want immigrants? Do we not want immigrants? Really mixed messaging, but this is what's going on in the news today. Now, speaking of the Department of Labor, a new report shows that the Border Patrol stopped 1.9 million people from illegally entering our country on the southern border. However, Border Patrol is now saying that easily over 500,000 people were able to make it into the country, and they are now hiding or staying in lodging provided by the U.S. government using taxpayer money. That's a lot of people on the taxpayers' money. The stock market is having mixed feelings today. In case you didn't know it, stocks are usually down or a little extra volatile the last few weeks of the month of December as people are selling off losing stocks before the stock market closes on December 31st in order to pick up what's called a tax loss harvesting tax write-off. So basically, if you have a loser, you can sell that at a loss, write it off on your taxes up to $3,000 per year, and then you can move that money over into something you think is better or wait 30 days and then reinvest in that stock. So that's what's going on. That's why I think the stock market's been a little extra volatile this last week. Now, I share this because many analysts believe starting in January, we should see more growth and less volatility in the month of January. I'm looking forward to sharing more stock opportunities with you and other smart money tips with my community in the very near future. I'm actually going to share some things that I think the average American would really benefit from, tactics that I use with my private coaching clients. So watch for those videos. Now, my best stock performer for 2021 was a stock I told you about in the spring called Apartments. I shared that stock with you when it was around $10 a share. As of the filming of this video, it had jumped at just under $18 a share. So on that pot of money, I'm up 79% on my money, which is insane, right? If I got 7%, I would have been happy. So I 10x'd on that one stock. Now, that doesn't mean that everything I picked has been a big winner, right? My worst performing stock for 2021 was NerdWallet, which lost 33%. I bought it at around $23 a share. As of this filming, it's trading for $15.62 a share. Now, gratefully, I only bought a little amount because that's a big hit, but I'm holding this stock because I definitely believe it will bounce back and make me money over the next 10 years. My biggest single position right now is Ethereum crypto, and I believe it's going to do great in 2022. And I'll be sharing more about why everyone in my community should likely own some Ethereum, and I'll tell you how to do it. Why is this? Ethereum is up 402% for 2021. Now, I don't think it will rise that much in 2022, but it could see a 20 to 50% increase, which would be phenomenal. So I'll be sharing a little bit more about that in coming videos, and I will never talk to you about crypto in the comments. Those are YouTube scammers, so avoid them at all costs. Okay, now on the physical side, many analysts are saying with inflation running high, more government money printing likely, and the Fed attempting to raise interest rates 3 times in 2022, that gold and silver could have a breakout year and be a great play in 2022. Everyone thought they would break out this year and they actually went down, but now technology's coming down, inflation's up, money printing is up, and they're going to raise rates, which means tech will go down, and physical things like crypto, gold, silver, platinum, and copper could really grow in 2022. And I'll be telling you more about that as well. However, back to the news, the real stock guru you might want to follow is Nancy Pelosi. Remember how I told you she and her husband have become 100 millionaires, and most of their wealth did not come from having a job in Washington, D.C., but from trading stocks thanks to inside knowledge. Now, I believe it's insider trading, but so far she's not gone to jail. According to several sources, Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi have personally outperformed even the top billionaire traders on Wall Street. I wonder how they were able to do it. Surely it had nothing to do with knowing what's going to happen in the country before every single American. Now, these facts cannot be disputed because Nancy Pelosi has admitted this publicly. Mitch McConnell never talks about it, but he even outperformed Nancy Pelosi, according to several sources I've been reading. Nancy Pelosi has publicly said members of Congress should be able to invest even with insider info. Well, now we know why. Just this week, Nancy Pelosi and her husband bet millions of dollars on Google, Micron, Roblox, Salesforce, and Disney. If these come through, they could turn this into $10 to $20 million. But of course, they're not going to use any insider trading because that would be wrong, right? Anyway, this is what's in the news. Now, they didn't buy these stocks directly, and that's why they could turn millions into tens of millions. They've bought what are called options in hopes that these stocks will rise and that they'll be able to get a massive leveraged gain on their money. Now, I don't personally believe politicians from any party, Republican or Democrat, should be able to trade with insider information, but what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. All right, the top word from 2021 was inflation. Inflation has increased by 5% for more than 5 months in a row. and the American people are feeling it in their wallets. Gas is up on average 49%. Used cars are up over 25%. Most groceries are up over 15%, with meat being well over 20% or higher. Furniture has averaged over 12% more expensive than it was just this time last year, and rent and houses have skyrocketed, specifically with landlords trying to recoup the money that the government made them lose during the pandemic. So everything has just become more expensive. Now, lawmakers will be back in the office on Monday and ready to work hard for themselves. I mean, the American people. We are expecting several big areas of focus to come out in the news. And of course, I'll be here to cover those for you. But here's just a taste of what could happen when it comes to stimulus and Biden's first 30 days of 2022. Senator Ron Wyden has publicly said he will be revealing a new stimulus package that focuses more on helping the American people, right? He promises that this package will be fully paid for and something that all Democrats and even some Republicans could get behind. It will also be drawn out over the full 10 years. So none of this, we're going to tax the rich and then, we can't tax them, so it can only go 1 year. We're going to raise the corporate taxes. Wait, we can only do it for 3 years. He's saying it will cover all 10 years and it will be heavily focused on the American people. I hope he's not just blowing smoke at us, right? So I'll cover that when I know more. Now, Wyden is a big fan of taxing the wealthy, but has backed down big time in the last 90 days as Democrats want to remove the SALT tax deduction caps. The SALT tax deduction caps could give the wealthy a $600 billion raise in their net worth if it is changed, when really that should be focused on helping middle-class Americans and lower-income Americans and those on fixed incomes, but we'll see what they have to do. Now, personally, I think in his heart, Senator Wyden wants to tax the wealthy and put that money towards social safety net programs, but I think he also has his career on the line, and so he might need the rich in order to get reelected. His own son, who manages a hedge fund, is telling him, change the bill to help the people more, but don't take it out of the wealthy. Just be more fiscally responsible with the money you're already getting from American taxpayers. Now, I thought that was smart. Let's be smarter with the money you're already taking from us, but we'll see what ends up happening. We also have Representative Pramila Jayapal. She is going to push Democrat lawmakers to surrender all power to President Biden so that he can push through the stimulus package using executive action and bypass the House and the Senate in order to get Biden's agenda through to the American people. Now, some people are against this because, one, they say all power should not be in one person's hand, and other people are saying, this doesn't really help the American people that much. So why would you use executive action and give up all of the power in Congress? Again, there's a lot of dueling opinions out there, and I'm trying to bring you both sides. We also have many Democrats saying that they want to see Biden build a smaller Build Back Better, right? Still Build Back Better, but stay on budget, focus on the American people, and do something that could easily pass in the month of January. So we'll see what they end up doing. Others are saying we need to break up the $2 trillion Build Back Better bill and go after it piecemeal style with standalone bills. For example, the child tax credit monthly checks have expired because they were attached to a $2 trillion bill when in reality, they could probably get bipartisan support to pass this easily, and it would only be a $100 billion standalone bill. Now, what's easier to pass? $100 billion that lifts 50% of children out of poverty, or $2 trillion, right? Again, I'm just a guy on YouTube sharing some ideas with you guys. Also, a stimulus check for $25 billion, that gives 25 million Americans a $1,000 check, could also be an easy to pass standalone bill. Now think about this. 25 billion divided into 2 trillion is basically like 1%. It's really, really small. So it's something that they could absolutely do. But all of America doesn't need a stimulus check. About 25 million people that are still really struggling on Social Security, SSDI, fixed incomes. These are the people that need that help. Now, many want to see more money put towards the food stamps program to help with the rising cost of groceries while the food chain finds balance and moves forward. That way we don't just see skyrocketing food prices every single month, right? So some people want to see food stamps become a bigger issue in January. So there are many different avenues that they could pursue in 2022. And I can't say with certainty which one they're going to go down, but I will be here to report on as many of them as I can so that you are kept in the loop on what's really going on. But again, I think a standalone bill for child checks, a stimulus check for those that are still struggling, or a standalone bill that helps people to not starve and be able to afford groceries while we find that new balance. I think all of those could easily pass in January. So we'll see what they end up doing. Now, this much we know. Many Democrats would like to see the Build Back Better bill pass for one reason and one reason alone. They need something to talk about in the 2022 election, okay? So I say this because I think that there's still hope that they're going to do something, even if it's for the wrong reason, right? Like Republicans shouldn't just be doing something so that they have something to talk about. Democrats shouldn't just be doing something so they have something to talk about. It should be focused on the American people and not just getting votes. But we have to live in reality. They're going to want votes. And so that's why I think this bill very much has a chance of changing for the better and still being passed. Now, the IRS is getting some good laughs in the news over the last 48 hours, and maybe you will too. The IRS announced officially that if you steal property, you must report the fair market value in your income in the year you steal, unless you return it to its rightful owner in the same year. You guys, this is right from the IRS website. So the IRS is totally cool if you steal from stores or your neighbor or family or a stranger, but not from them. They want their cut. You must report it to the IRS or do the right thing and return the money or the item in the same fiscal year. Are these guys for real? Seriously, our government is condoning stealing property and money as long as they get their cut. I mean, this kind of sounds like a mafia move to me. The IRS also said this: income from illegal activities, such as money from dealing illegal drugs, must be included in your income on the Schedule 1 form. I mean, I find it hilarious that they think a drug dealer is going to be like, which form should I use to report this illegal money to the IRS? Anyway, this was trending in the news. It gave me a chuckle. I thought I would share it with you as well. All right, now my heart goes out to those in Colorado that are dealing with these sudden fires. Hundreds of homes and buildings have been destroyed, and over 30,000 Americans have had to be emergency evacuated from their homes. So things are pretty crazy in the state of Colorado. So I'm not sure what the answer is other than to let the local government step in and try to help these people. But anyway, something you should be aware of if you want to send your prayers or energy or maybe some supplies to that part of Colorado. By the way, thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. I really appreciate it, and I just love bringing you guys the news. All right, now this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more. I want to say a big happy birthday to my son, Gavin. I can't believe I'm the father of a teenager. I love you, son. I'm very proud of you. Happy birthday. Also, make sure to get your name entered to be one of the winners of the January giveaway that Casey and I are doing, thanks to generous sponsors. 20 people are going to win $250 in cash, and one person's going to win $10,000. They get to keep $5,000, and then we're going to help them to help one of their friends or loved ones with the other $5,000. It's the Share the Love event. We want to help you help somebody else, okay? I want to say that thank you guys so much for watching through 2021. I have done my best to bring you the news as I see it, as I read it from both sides, to try to give you guys helpful information. I've also tried to help out financially as much as I can. But there's a million of you and only me and Casey on our end. But we love helping out with the money and with helpful information. Now, before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community. Happy New Year's, be safe, and I'll see you on the next video.